Hello, I'm Colin Newton. I've been an educational psychologist some 36 years, and I want to talk to you today about whether peer mediation works. Is it worth investing your time and your money to kind of train children and young people up as peer mediators or peer counsellors? And this will be a question that some of you will be wondering on. You may have come across our peer mediation training we've got on our online school, or you've seen the face-to-face training we've been offering, and you might be thinking, is it worth it? Is it worth the trouble? Should we be involving children in this kind of way? And does it even work anyway? So I just want to cut straight to the chase on this video and explore whether or not it works. So peer mediation, what actually is it? And what is the training involved? Well, basically, the notion is if we could involve young people in resolving conflicts among other young people, of whatever age. So in primary schools, we usually call them peer mediators. In secondary, more likely to be peer counsellors. But basically, the idea is the same. Can we train a team of young people to work with other young people to resolve conflicts, reduce bullying? Those young people will be learning some skills about conflict resolution, about mediating, restorative justice, those kind of skills, and of course active listening. So basically, when we go about this, this usually involves at least 6 sessions, so about 2-hour sessions with the young people, in training them in these very specific interpersonal active listening skills. And then off they go, and they do the work out on the playground, out on the yard, in and around the school as they need to. But the question is often on people's minds: is it worth the investment? And does it actually work? Well, I'm here to say that I think it does, in my experience, and I've been working in this way for some 25 years in primary schools and secondary schools. And for the last 7 years, I keep returning to the same primary school. They're so invested in this approach, they see the direct value of it and its impact on the playground. And that's a large primary school, in a city. Lots of issues, lots of stuff going around the place. But they have found that involving young people in this reduces the conflicts on the playground, restores relationships, restores friendships, and equips those children and young people for skills that they can use with their family, their own families, with other young people. So if you were to ask the children and the young people at that school, or the staff, or the parents of those children, they would be unequivocal in saying, yeah, peer mediation works. It's working in terms of making the playground more peaceful. It's working in terms of the skills those children and young people are learning and bringing home, as well as taking into their later lives. Because, as they become adults, they're going to need mediation skills in whatever work they get involved in, and obviously in family life when conflicts occur, which they naturally do. So if we're teaching children to be active listeners and to be able to mediate around conflicts, we're really setting them up in a very beneficial way for their future lives. Now, if you wanted to take beyond my experience as a psychologist, if you wanted to go more broadly, and you went on the web, for instance, or you had a good old chew on the research that exists out there, you'd find extensive research on the power and effectiveness of peer mediation training and the impact of peer mediation being implemented in schools. Pretty much consistently, you're going to find reduction in student-to-student conflict, improved school climate, creating a healthy school climate generally, 90% agreement rates around mediations, and high levels of satisfactions around outcomes around children. So if you want to look this up, Johnson & Johnson, 1996, Cardells and Van Slick, 1999, McHenry, 2000, Burrell et al., 2003, Harris, 2005, and on and on. There's national research and international research showing that peer mediation really, really does work. So I commend it to you. And if you want to learn more about this way of working, we're more than happy at Inclusive Solutions to come out and offer some face-to-face training with yourselves as staff, or of course with the young people themselves. That's proven an effective model here in Nottingham, with at least one school that we repeatedly go back to every year. Or you might just want to kind of engage in some self-paced learning, in which case follow the training track, find the peer mediation course, and just enroll in the peer mediation training and find a step-by-step guide into this way of working. And we've also actually got a video guide to setting up a peer mediation scheme in schools. So, lovely talking to you. Good luck with your peer mediation.